great addition to the stadium. I support it, but it's not something we need to pay for with blueprint dollars. There's a segregation there, and FSU has the ability to raise money. They've raised millions and billions over the years. I can understand if there's $20 million on the table and they, we'll ask for it. It's out there.
Yeah.
But there are other things. That's not what we put the blueprint money together for. We have drainage issues in this city. We have real safety issues. We have things that we can do good public works and also create jobs at the same time. And it's just not going to have that same impact over at FSU. And the main thing is FSU has resources to do it on their own.
I completely agree. I really don't have any argument on that. I would look at the proposed or the planned fiscal impact of how they're spending the money and what you can get the most mileage out of the money for. But again, like Terry said, let's go back to the intent of it. We have a long history in the state of raiding money and putting it in other things. It's, going back to the lottery, and I'm sure way earlier than that, things are enacted for a particular purpose. And then, somebody gets their hands on the money and starts using it for something else. And I agree with Terry that FSU, everybody squawks because FAMU got some money, but those are not equivalent institutions in terms of the financial support they get, their ability to raise money. They're not the same thing.
But also when people see that, and I apologize.
Yeah, sure.
When people see that is also that FAM doesn't have, their home games don't have as big of an economic impact as Florida State does. So that's, and again, I don't think there's any of us that are arguing that FAMU, that stadium, that it could be a larger economic impact in that, but that stadium's just been decrepit and falling apart.
And it is used
for years.
It's used for a lot of things in the community. If it's up to standards, you can't have something like that people use that they could be hurt on and it's unsafe, or people working in it. We've seen now what happens when people work in unsafe buildings. That's in the news every day too. So
here with FSU, with the building they closed down. Yeah,
that's what I mean. That you got to go with what the money was intended to do, and I just think putting all of that money in that one basket and leaving everything else, to fend for itself, that just doesn't seem rational.
Yeah. The FAMU, I mean, it is a bit inconsistent, but there was a real need over there that apparently wasn't getting met otherwise. There was safety. And again, it's maybe that can help spur that stadium to grow and whatnot. We don't need to really we don't need to grow Campbell Stadium capacity-wise, at least not right now.
Well, they're talking about reducing.
I know. That makes even less sense. You're reducing it, making it fancier, so you pay more to go there.
Meaning it's less accessible to the average person, which I don't like.
Well, what I saw is that it would be, instead of it just being open 5 or 6 times a year, that it would now be more of they could have a concert venue in there, that to have more events through there to make
we have Cascades
more money.
Park, and that's something we put a lot of money into. That's much better situated for that. So I just think that's saying, oh, well,